What's good? What's good? What up? What up? What up, y'all? I don't own the rights to this. This is NFL Game Day Live. I just want to give my Week 15 start sit spread over under for right now. I said this morning who I was tracking. Still haven't heard anything. Devontae Parker might play. Will Fuller, not a safe option, but he might play. Evan Ingram is out. Stop. The Lions signed a running back to the practice squad, so I don't know about Bo Scarborough. Thielen will play, and T.Y. was limited on practice Friday. Also, Chicago versus Packers, temperature around 15 degrees. Denver versus KC, it's snowing. Miami versus Giants, 30-plus winds, gusts. Know the injury report. Know the weather. Know who you're playing. Let's get on with I got the Bears versus Packers. Last time I checked, it was 4.5. 40.5 over under. Go. Sit Mitch. Packers give up the third most yards to running backs. So you're going to start Montgomery. I would as a running back 2. Devontae Adams has 17.4 fantasy football points last 4 games. Sit Graham. Packers give up 6. Packers have given up 6 touchdowns in 5 games for running backs. Packers give up the 5th most points to running back. Robinson start. Only weapons for my Bears. Bears give up over 18 fantasy points a game to running back. So you're going to start Aaron Jones, maybe low end running back 1. And my pick is the Bears. My Colts versus Saints. I picked the Saints. Saints are favored -9. Over under is 47. I go ahead and sit Mac. Breeze start. Kamara start. Thomas start. Jared Cook, last time I checked, was in concussion protocol. He might be out. Start Saints defense. Sit Brissett, 4 touchdowns last 6 games. He don't have no weapons except Pascal, and Rodgers is out. T.Y., you never know. Maybe he had a limited practice. Saints defense allows 67.5 rushing yards per game to running backs. 3rd fewest in the NFL. 5 rushing touchdowns to running backs. Chiefs versus Broncos. I don't really have anybody. I'm trying to think who I have. I got Lindsey, so I start Lindsey. Mahomes, Chiefs are favored 9.5. Over under might be 45. Sutton start wide receiver 2. Mahomes start. Broncos give up the 4th fewest points to quarterbacks, but it's Mahomes. Denver's defense has only allowed 96 fantasy football points to opposing quarterbacks in the last 4 games. I sit all running backs for the Chiefs. You're going to start Hill. Sammy Watkins, wide receiver 4. Noah Fant has a bruised hip, but go ahead and start him if he plays. Drew Luck, Chiefs defense has been playing well. I'm starting Lindsey. Bucs versus Lions. I got the Bucs. I think it's -5. Stafford's out. Over under is 46. Sit David Blau. I'm going to sit both Scarborough, but I can't. I got to start him. I'm going to start Galladay. Howard and Brate sit. Bucs defense is top 5 in run defense, so Winston is questionable. He had a fractured thumb. Lions have given up 20 touchdowns in 8 games. Rondo, running back 3, used in passing games. Godwin start. Perryman, Justin Watson, Miller. I start Justin Miller. Perryman and Justin Miller, maybe. I start them. Low end, wide receiver 3. Finns versus Giants. Giants favored by 3. Over-under might be 45. Devontae Parker might start, bruh. He might start, so no Albert Wilson. Hearns, start him. Mike Gesicki, start. Eli Manning, start. In fact, I just started everybody. Well, Evan Ingram is out. I don't know about Sherrod. I start Slate. Shepard, wide receiver 2, 3. Tate, 2. Barkley, start. Vince, 11 touchdowns in the last 4 games. I can't believe Devontae Parker is starting. Eagles versus Skins. They got the Eagles. Eagles are up by 6.5. Over-under is 39 and falling. Eagles allow 15 fantasy points a game to running back. Jeffrey's out. Nelson Aguilar, he might be out. Wentz, start. Howard, sit. Mike Sanders, high-end flex PPR running back 2. Ertz, start. Dallas Goedert, start in deeper leagues. Sit Haskins, start AP. Start McLaurin, wide receiver 3. Eagles passing defense sucks balls. You could start Chris Thomas. He's in PPR. I got Pats versus Bengals. Pats up by -9, 10.5. I got the Bengals. Over-under is 41. That's a question about, Brady. I mean, he's playing the Bengals, but he's been sucking. Sit Sony Michel. Pats have not allowed a rushing touchdown since week 9, so mix is going to be hard, but sit everybody else's running backs. You might want to play James White, Tyler Eifert, sit. Let's see. Edelman, start. Last 8 games, 12 targets a game, 37 red zones. Start. 5th in scoring among wide receivers. 37 red zone targets, I think. Sit Sanu. Pats defense, start. Dalton, sit. Mixon, you're gonna have to start because that's all they got. Boyd, maybe start. Low end wide receiver 3. Ross, just sit him. I got Seattle. I think it's -6. Over under maybe 49. You're gonna start Wilson. Start Chris Carson. High end running back 1. Sit Lockett. Samuels, wide receiver 3. Start Ian Thomas. Start sit Gordon. Start DK Metcalf. Start Jacob Hollister. Oh, wait a minute. It might be, I don't know. Seattle's defense, start. Panthers give up the most touchdowns to running backs. Kyle Allen. I go ahead and sit him. Start CMC. Start DJ Moore. Seattle has given up 3 touchdowns in 2 games. Texans versus Titans. Really don't care. I got to start Watson. He's on my team. Sit Hyde. Sit Johnson. You're going to start Hopkins. Fuller. Fails. 2 touchdowns in 5 games. Tannehill, start. Texans give up the 4th most points to quarterbacks. Henry, start. A.J. Brown, start. Sit Titans defense. But remember, Henry has hamstring issues. Browns versus Cards. I got the Browns. I think they're favored by 2.5. Over-under is 49.5. Sit all Cards running backs. Mayfield, start. Standards. Chubb, start. Hunt, start. In PPR flex play. Sit OBJ. Landry, starting. Cards give up the 5th most points to running wide receivers. Start Browns defense. Fitz, wide receiver 3. Kurt, wide receiver 3. Jags versus Raiders. I got Raiders -6.5. Over-under is 46.5. Sit Minshew because he doesn't have DJ Shark. You're going to start Fournette, D.D. Westbrook, wide receiver 3, PPR, sit Carr. You know, it's Josh Jacob plays, man. I hope you don't. Go ahead and play him. DeAndre Washington, sit Tyrell Williams. Hunter Humphrey is out with ribs. Thielen start. Vikings versus Chargers. Hope Chargers win. Over-under is 45. Thielen will start. Cook start. Diggs starts. Rivers sick. Gordon start. Hunter Henry start. And my last page. Browns, Niners. Falcons versus Niners. Niners defense has allowed 20 fantasy points to running backs twice. Devontae Freeman has a hard matchup. So sit him, start Ryans. You know, Jones start, Jimmy G start, sit Coleman start, Mo start, Breida maybe PPR, Mo start, 20.1 fantasy, 20.1 PPR points last 3 games. Deebo Samuel start, Kittle start. Both quarterbacks for the Niners are out, so go ham. The Rams -1 versus Cowgirls. Over-under is 48.5. Start Dak. Zeke, I don't know, man. That Rams defense is killer. Cooper start, but he's playing against Ramsey. Gallup start. Cobb, right receiver 4. Cowboys defense sit. Cup start. Wood start. Cowboys have allowed 5 touchdowns last 5 games. Start Higbee. Now, the Monday night game, Bills versus Steelers. I don't know who's favored. Last time I checked was Steelers. They got the home field advantage, 2.5. Over-under is definitely going down to 37. Hey. Josh Allen sitting smaller league. I got Russell Wilson, so I'm starting Russell Wilson over Josh Allen. Steelers give up the 8 field points to quarterback. Singletary flex lower in wide receiver 2. 16.5 PPR points last 3 games. You can sit him in standard. John Brown, I'm going to sit him, but I'm going to start Cole Beasley low end wide receiver 2. Steelers allowed 12 yards per carry. Steelers defense only allowed 12 yards per carry. Okay. Start Bills defense. Hodge sit. Benny Sneal sit. Samuel sit. Juju sucks balls. James Washington start. Connor, I think he's out. Vance McDonald has a concussion too. We are at 13 minutes. So again, as I always do at the end of my videos, add these people on YouTube. They're really good. Fantasy Counselor, Chat Sports, Pro Football Focus, Bleacher Report, Pat Mayo Show, Fantasy Footballers, Fantasy Advice, Fantasy Football Profits, BDG, Fantasy Headliner, Tank Fantasy Football, The Goat House, Andrew Kirchhoff, DraftKings, let's see, Jim Day, they don't really, Beer Fuel, Fantasy Football, Fantasy Alarm, Fantasy Smack Talk. Let's see, who else we got? Leave her alone. Let's see, Fantasy Pros, the FF Dynasty, Fantasy Football Show, the End Zone, Lawson and Gift, Full-Time Fantasy, Fantasy Football Face-Off, I think that's what they're called. And that's about it. Y'all have a good one. Peace.